Hello and welcome. This is last and final chapter of our series Overlay Network. We are going to understand whole process of Docker Overlay Network using hands-on lab. So let's start. First of all, we are going to talk about prerequisites. Here, to set up this overlay network, we must have Docker host. So ensure that Docker engine is installed and running on all the participant hosts. Then we have to set up Docker Swarm cluster, and we must have at least one manager node and then any number of worker nodes. Then you have to verify that the all these ports between hosts must be open, and then it can be a layer 2 connectivity or layer 3, it doesn't matter because overlay network can work with any one of them. Now here to perform this lab, I am using AWS environment. Here I have 3 Ubuntu machine. You can create Ubuntu machine in any of your favorite environment, or even you can create this on premises. Because I have EC2 instance are actually secured using a security group. So here in the security group, I have created one security group which is used to protect all of these 3 EC2 instances. And in the inbound rule, I have all these required ports open. Okay. So yes, in my security group, I have all these required ports open. Then I created this EC2 instance and access them, and also completed Docker Swarm setup. If you don't have this, you can watch previous video and then you know that how to set up a Docker Swarm cluster. Here I have one manager node and 2 worker nodes. So yeah, I'm using total 3 Docker hosts. Okay, so my setup is ready. I don't want to make this video so lengthy, so I made it everything ready for you. Okay, so now we are going to start overlay network creation. We have a very simple 4-step process. First of all, we have to go to the manager node, and from here we need to create an overlay network. Now this is very simple command that we can use. Right now I am going to my manager node, and here I am giving command docker network ls. Now if you look at this, here you will get this overlay as well, but this is actually default overlay network. Now this is used by internal Docker communication, so we are not going to touch this. We are creating our own overlay network. Now we have to give this particular command on a manager node. So let's copy and paste this command. Now the command is docker network create -d, and then which network you want to create. I am saying that I want to create overlay network. Then here you have to specify IP address range. If you are not going to specify, it will automatically select one of them. But here I am saying that I want to use 192.168.100.0/24 series. Now whenever you will create any container, and when this container will connect with this particular overlay network, it will get IP address from this particular range. Here I am also going to use one option attachable. See, if you are not going to add this particular option, it will not allow your container to attach with your overlay network. It will only allow your services to connect with the overlay network. Right now, I don't want to use services because it will confuse you. Okay, we are going to create a very simple process. We are creating container and then we are going to connect them. So right now, I am using this particular option attachable. In upcoming days, when we will create service and then we will connect services to the overlay network, we don't need this particular option. But in upcoming video, you will get all the details. Right now, we are going to make this process simple. We want to create container in each and every Docker host we have, and we want to enable communication between them. So we want to go with a very simple process, and that's why if we are going to create simple container, we need to use attach word over here. and then whatever the name that you want for your overlay network. So I'm going to say that my net created. Now if I'm giving command docker network ls, here I will get this my net overlay network. You just need to create this into the manager node only. Let's talk about the step number 2, list overlay network. On a manager node, you just need to give command docker network ls. This is what I provided here, and I'm getting this my net. But here we have one interesting game as well when we have worker node. Now if I'm going to the worker node, okay, and if I'm giving command here docker docker network ls, look at this. Here I am not getting my net. If you look at this, here I am getting it, but here I am not getting it. I'm not getting it on a worker node 1. Same is actually applicable to the worker node 2 as well. So docker network ls, look at this. Why I am not getting it? I have answer for this as well. By default, overlay network in Docker Swarm are only visible on a worker node if they have container attached to that network. Right now we don't have any container, so it is not visible. Yeah, once we will create container, and if this container, like if we will attach this container with this particular host, it will be visible. This is the most important part in interview. People may ask question about it. Okay, so right now my net is visible here because it is a manager node. Here it is not visible because we don't have any running container attached with my net. Once we will attach this, it will definitely show here as well. Right, so it was all about the verification step. Now let's talk about containers. So we want to test the connectivity. So create separate container in all 3 hosts. We are going to create container in manager worker node. We are going to use this command. We are just going to use simple container. Okay, so here we are creating container Ubuntu, and in manager 1 we are going to create container with the name container A, in the node 1 B and C. Here we just need to add overlay network name. So let's do this. See here, I am going to paste this command. Now in the overlay, I have to say my net. Okay, I don't have Ubuntu image locally available, so it is going to create this. Now I want to run same command, so I'm just going to the another container. Here I'm just going to change another Docker host. Here I'm just going to change name from A to B, and now it is working here as well. And here I'm going to give name like C. Okay, as we are using interactive mode, if you look at this, okay, I am now inside the container. Same will applicable over here as well and here. Now the problem is we are using traditional Ubuntu container over here, and in Ubuntu we don't have if config command. Okay, look at this. If I am giving this command, it is saying me that command not found. Okay, so we have issue that we don't have if config command here. So we have to install this, because without this, how we can verify connectivity? Okay, so let's add this to command here in our container. It is going to install IP utility and net tool. After installing this two tool, we can verify ping and we can use if config command. So I'm just going to paste this, and I'm going to run this from all the containers. All these containers are running inside different Docker host, right? So now it is installing. It will take 1 or 2 minutes. So yeah, done, and done. Now, right now, I am inside my manager. Okay, I am inside my manager host. Here I have container. I am inside this container. If I am giving command if config, if you look at this, I got IP 192.168.100.2. If I am going to this particular picture, okay, I am here. Here I have this container, and this container having IP 192.168.100.2. Now look at this. I am just switching. Now I am inside my worker node 1. Okay, worker node 1. Here I am giving command if config. Here I got IP 192.168.100.4. Now coming back to my 100.2, and if I am going to ping, 192.168.100.4 means from container A, I am pinging container B. The IP address of container A is 192.168.100.2. Look at this. Now I am going to ping 100.4 and look at this. Even they are running in the separate host, I am able to enable, like, communication is actually happening. Same way, I am going to the container C, and if I am giving command if, let me clear, if I am giving command if config here I have 100.6. Again going back to the container A, okay, here I am giving command 100.6, yes, I am getting ping. All the container can communicate with each other because they are connected with the same overlay network. If I am going to container B, here the IP address is 100.4, and from here if I am going to ping 192.168.100.2, yes, I am getting ping. If I am going to ping container C, yes, it means our all containers are working with each other because they are connected with the same overlay network, even though they are running inside different Docker host. Now,
Sorry guys, sorry to disturb you. I know you all are enjoying the session and suddenly it stopped. But if you want full video or if you want full Docker course having 130 plus videos including projects, you can become our community member. Enrollment link is in description. Moreover, we also provide 24/7 support, weekly lifetime live session with Bhavesh Atara, updates and completion certification as well. Still you have any queries regarding it, you can contact me on my personal number. Thank you.